every American citizen, every taxpayer should be satisfied about this, because would you rather have our president of the United States speak on our behalf and saying, hey, countries, I need you guys to sit your ass at this table. We're going to come and negotiate and talk about how we can benefit each other, and one of us isn't getting screwed at the end? Or would you guys rather us go to war, physical war with these countries to say, hey, if you don't want to come to the table, all right, we're going to declare war on your country. Many men and women will die because of this, because you guys aren't willing to settle down and talk. Hey guys, so this is Trump sets the 104% tariff rate for China. This first part of the video is basically yesterday, and then I'll update it, adding another video right now with today's news about this situation.
They do it to us, and we do it to them.
That was last week when President Trump announced what he called reciprocal tariffs against dozens of countries, including China. Then China hit back, saying they'd fight to the end. That led to a Monday social media post from Trump threatening additional tariffs if China didn't reverse course. The deadline came and went, and so now a 104% tariff on Chinese imports is set to go into effect Wednesday at 12:01 a.m.
Countries like China, who have chosen to retaliate and try to double down on their mistreatment of American workers, are making a mistake. President Trump has a spine of steel, and he will not break.
Should
Trump
continue this, it will be extremely unfortunate.
GW's Susan Ariel Aronson told us she believes Trump is using a 19th century tool to deal with 21st century problems. And as for the impact on average Americans,
if you're just getting by in the American economy, and these days lots of people are just getting by, those people are going to suffer.
In part, Aronson said, because even if a product itself is not made in China, there's a decent chance components of it are.
A lot of things you and I don't know. What parts of my glasses are made in China? It's the whole thing, maybe the plastic, the lenses.
Aronson also mentioned medications, and while the U.S. Trade Representative did say this to senators on Tuesday,
for now, we've excluded pharmaceuticals and semiconductors to take a different kind of approach.
So take this passage from an article in Forbes reading, even if a drug is manufactured in the United States, it could still be impacted by tariffs. Nearly 90% of American biotech companies rely on imported components.
I don't think the American people are aware of what's coming.
I mean, they have to learn quick that we knew there was going to be some barriers. We're going to have to go through some humps of struggle until things pick back up. I mean, Biden did all this to the American people. He did this to the country. So let's continue and see what the update is for today on regards to this tariff.
President, I have a question for you. Yeah. You started the morning saying be cool, and just a few hours later, there was a pause put in on the tariffs. Can you walk us through your thinking about why you decided to put a 90-day pause?
Well, I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know. They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid, unlike these champions, because we have a big job to do. No other president would have done what I did. No other president. I know the presidents, they wouldn't have done it. And it had to be done. What was happening to us on trade, not only with, you know, if you look at it, not only with China, but China was by far the biggest abuser in history, and others also, but somebody had to do it. They had to stop because it was not sustainable. Last year, China made $1 trillion off trade with the United States. That's not right. And now I've reversed it. It's for a short period of time, but we made $2 billion. We're making now $2 billion a day. And somebody had to do it. Roger actually said it. Charles Schwab was here a little while ago, one of the great financial people, and he said he's been waiting for 40 years for somebody to do what I did over the last month. And if you didn't do it, you wouldn't have a country. It wouldn't be sustainable. So I'm honored to have done it. And, you know, look, nothing's over yet, but we have a tremendous amount of spirit from other countries, including China. China wants to make a deal. They just don't know how quite to go about it. You know, it's one of those things they don't know how quite. They're proud people. And President Xi's a proud man. I know him very well, and they don't know quite how to go about it, but they'll figure it out. They're in the process of figuring it out, but they want to make a deal. And we have many other countries, as you know, many more than 75, and they all want to come, and they want to come here, or they'll go to Commerce, or they'll go to Treasury. We have our great senators here and congressmen. They'll call John, they'll do somebody, they'll go through somebody, but they're all calling, how do we do this? They all want to make a deal. Somebody had to do what we did, and I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate, because I told them if you retaliate, we're going to double it. And that's what I did with China, because they did retaliate. So we'll see how it all works out. I think it's going to work out amazing. I think that our country is going to be at the end of a year or shorter, but I think we're going to have something that nobody would have dreamt possible. A man like Roger Penske, I don't want to get him in trouble with China, so I won't, but he would know that someday you have to cut the bow and you have to do what you have to do, right, Roger? And that's what I did, and I'm very happy to have done it.
Yeah, see, that's, to me, in my opinion, that's a smart tactic as President Trump's doing, because he knew even before he was elected president that he was going to utilize tariffs to basically get what America deserves from these other countries. Countries that have been taking advantage of the percentage of how much they were charging, imports, exports, and America was getting the end of the loose end of the stick. And now that Trump's in, he put his foot down. He put his foot down. Other presidents like Biden did not do a damn thing to help the debt problem. This is helping America by putting more money to lower that debt problem that, a lot of the people on the left and people are protesting, freaking out in this country are not comprehending or remember that we are very much in debt as a country. And it's because of bad policies the past administrations have done and have not done anything about it to fix it. Now, putting the 3-month pause basically means, hey, like Trump just said, as long as people want to come to the table, we need to come to the table and negotiate and sit down and come to an agreement where we both benefit. Both countries benefit. A lot of countries didn't want to. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna increase the tariff. I'm going to increase taxes on whatever you want to send into the United States. Now, China didn't want to do it. They're like, no, we're going to, you know what? We're going to tax you even more on top of what you wanted to tax. And Trump said, okay, well, I'll play your game. I'm going to do it again, 104%. He's not going to stop. And because China's the only one that's fighting back, he's allowing this country to say, you know what? Everybody else, all these other countries want to go negotiate the right way. I'm going to pause it for 3 months for them. And I'm going to fully focus on China to make sure they get their ass in check and force them to come to the table to come to an agreement. Every American citizen, every taxpayer should be satisfied about this, because would you rather have our president of the United States speak on our behalf and saying, hey, countries, I need you guys to sit your ass at this table. We're going to come and negotiate and talk about how we can benefit each other, and one of us isn't getting screwed at the end? Or would you guys rather us go to war, physical war with these countries to say, hey, if you don't want to come to the table, all right, we're going to declare war on your country. Many men and women will die because of this, because you guys aren't willing to settle down and talk. I'm glad we have Trump as someone that wants to sit down and talk. When we had so many people in the Democratic Party that were all gung-ho about going to war. They're all pro-war. Thinking, oh yes, you know why they want to go to war? Because these politicians make money off wars. They figure out ways to make money off wars. People dying. And as someone that served, that is the most disrespectful thing that you can do. And that's why I don't see the Democratic Party going anywhere in the future unless they change their ways. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Till next time, peace out, everybody.